March 28th, the Garden of Laughs benefit at the Theater Madison Square Garden. Lewis Black, Dane Cook, John Oliver, J.B. Smoove, and Bill Burr. I think that's where we saw that there was a list of comedians. Is that right, Steve?
Well, that was the thing last night for Patrice O'Neal. There was
okay.
the benefit.
The benefit we do every year, yep.
Yeah, so Bill Burr is joining us here. Yeah, these guys were all geeked out that all of a sudden I said, what about Bill Burr on the show? And they're going, yeah. And I said, what about in studio? Yeah. So
I don't know why.
Do you get this reaction?
I don't know what they're
Do you get
excited
this
about.
reaction any other place, Bill?
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm sort of like underground. I do I just do my stand up every once in a while, get like an acting gig, or somehow I stumble into, I've kind of sort of paratrooped into two amazing shows, Chappelle Show and Breaking Bad, and very small roles. I've been able to.
What was tougher though, Chappelle or Breaking Bad?
I don't know. They were tough. They're both really fun. I would tell what freaked me out more was definitely Breaking Bad, because I was a fan of that show from the pilot episode on, and I was totally invested in all of the characters. So to all of a sudden be on the show, even the small role that I did was like literally you getting sucked into your TV. I always compared it like if you were into Star Wars and all of a sudden one year you're just putting on a stormtrooper costume and you're going to talk to Darth Vader, and you're just sitting there going like, how the hell did I end up in this thing? So. And to be honest with you, I owe my acting career to Vince Gilligan, because once I actually got to play that role, this was a role that they don't really give to comedians ever, to play some shifty sort of, kind of guy in a drama, because they just think comedy. It really opened up, me to get some other stuff.
How do you turn off comedy?
Easy. I mean, it's just like people, it's not because you're a comedian, like you walk around and just everything, you're just walking around with a big red nose all day long. It's just like, I'm married, I fail all the time, I screw up, and it's just like, so like if you listen to comics' jokes, their lives are very dramatic, and they're just joking about it. So like, comics have bills to pay, comics are lonely on the road, all of that is sad. So like to actually get something that's sad or lonely, or, obviously some sort of screaming thing. It's just like, most of us are psychos, and we kind of do that all day long. And so it's not, I mean, look, I'm not trying to disrespect acting, but I'm just saying that, like, drama is not foreign to a comedian, believe me.
When did you know who Chappelle was or what that show was going to be?
I'll tell you, I was doing Bonnaroo, which is a music festival, which is always horrific. As a stand-up to do that, they always stick you in some air-conditioned tent, and all these hippies come in just for the AC, and they're tripping on whatever, and you're like, hey, what's up with Obama? And it's like during the daylight, it's
Wait, so you're in a tent as the stand-up act, and people are coming in, and then you have to entertain them?
Yeah, they sort of like it's like 40% are there for the show, and then everybody else is either dehydrated, tripping on something, or hates whatever band is on the main stage. So they just go into this shelter, and you're just up there, and it's I don't know. Outside in a tent is not the greatest acoustics either. So anyway, so I'm doing this thing, and where I did the gig, and then later that night I went to go see what was the band? It was this like super group that they put together that had Brain on drums and this guy from like Parliament on keys. This is a sick thing, and the lights went down. And it was before second season had just come out, and when the lights went down, all of a sudden, people in the crowd started doing Chappelle's Little John, like they went down, and all of a sudden I just hear this kid go, "What?" And then you hear another guy on the other side go, "Yeah," and then "Okay," and I literally got chills, going like, "Oh my God, this like," because the first season was a cult thing, and then the second season it just went nuts, and it was the Rick James one with Charlie Murphy that sent it. So that hadn't quite come out yet, I don't think. And I just remember it was like being a small part of like Beatlemania is what I felt like. That once again, I had a very, very small part on that.
The World Series of Dice, I thought, was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's
where I first.
You were the color commentator, weren't you?
Yeah.
On the World Series of Dice.
That's what I was, and I was doing. Who the hell was I? Was imitating somebody that I used to watch on ESPN.
Norman Shad?
No, I was doing a little bit of Sean Salisbury, and I was doing. I wanted to have like that former player kind of vibe. I was trying to do something like that. I was just trying to watch because it was very early in the acting thing. So, I've always been an ESPN junkie. So you guys are all legends to me. So I was trying to, take from those guys. I just remember Sean Salisbury, like that was always
channeling Sean Salisbury.
Well, it was always a funny segment to me when he used to yell at that little nerdy,
John Clayton.
little nerdy looking guy. It was always like kind of uncomfortable to watch. They should have just had him stealing like his milk money. It was so like I never understood what the purpose of that segment was. It just made me feel bad for this guy. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm an ESPN junkie though.
He's Bill Burr, the comedian actor, and I'm trying to think. You didn't watch Super Bowl in the United States, right? You were in Australia. Is that
Yeah,
what
I was actually flying to New Zealand right as the game started. It's like, we're going to begin our boarding process. It's like, of course you are. Of course this one isn't going to be delayed. And my flight was literally the length of the game. I landed, and I was terrified to look at the score. I had this feeling the Patriots were going to win, but I believed on paper. I was just like, Seattle is going to – I just thought their pass rush was going to get to Brady. He was going to be on his back. And then, I just felt, obviously, with their offense, and we really were bad against the run this year, and they had Marshawn Lynch.
Look at you going we here.
Huh?
We.
Oh, because I will take the crap from all my podcast listeners, and I will get trashed for like months and months. I was so happy that we won because I didn't want to see Sherman get in Brady's face again and do what he did, which I was not a big fan of. Like, I don't mind if you talk trash during the game, but when the cameras are there and then you rub it in because you won, I don't know. I don't like that stuff.
But are you like you win hard, lose hard with the Patriots? Like it's excess?
You know what? It was actually a blessing that I wasn't watching the game because I swear to God, if I had to watch Brady drive a team down for another game-winning score in a Super Bowl and then just see somebody once again catch it between their ankle and their privates as they were doing a 360 pirouette. It's just like, good Lord. Yeah. How many times are we going to have to – my favorite part of that game was the look on Brady's face. I don't know if you guys have that. The look on his face is the funniest thing ever. Like, he's just like – I can't say the words, what I think was going through his mind, but it's just like, how many times do I got to win this game before we can get a 3 and out? Can you just stop him without the helmet catch and, Eli just throwing that insane pass he threw? But I don't know.
You don't have a heavy accent there.
Well, I moved out and away from Boston in 95.
I didn't think it would ever leave you. Does it come back though?
It does. It does if I go. But people know that I'm definitely from the East Coast. But I thought I had a Boston accent, but I don't know.
No.
Maybe because I drank till 3 a.m, it's a little. It starts going the other way. I actually start sounding like a human being here.
It seems like comedians don't like themselves. Is that true? That is there part of a self-loathing, or I don't like my life, or
there's a little. I mean, some of that is like a little cliched at this point, but there is that whole thing that some people believe that if you're not happy, if you're happy, you're actually going to lose your funny, which is not true whatsoever. What you have to do is you have to continue living a life. You have to continue challenging yourself, and you're going to screw up and you're going to feel stupid, and that's what you talk about. But you can only mine your childhood pain for so long. I mean, I'm a 46-year-old guy. What am I going to tell stories? And one time when I was 8, it becomes like, what is this, therapy? Have you lived any sort of an adult life? Like, what's going on with you? So, I don't know. Yeah, I definitely, I think I have a healthy self-loathing. I don't think it's like detrimental. Maybe earlier when I was, younger. In my
you ever
20s.
planted hecklers? So you have a retort, you know what they're going to say. I read a biography on Bob Hope, that Bob Hope would have hecklers that were planted in the audience. So it's staged. And then they would say something, and then he'd have a retort.
Yeah, no.
You never had that?
I wouldn't do that.
No.
That's cheating.
Yes, he.
Bill, there's actually this really famous video of Bill, of you just taking down an audience for like 15 minutes. Was that in Philly?
Yeah, that was the Opie and Anthony Traveling Virus Tour.
Yeah, so you can tell the story much better than I can, but it's pretty crazy.
We'll take a break. The art of taking down an audience.
Okay.
And a little bit more on Breaking Bad. He's Bill Burr, the actor, comedian, performing March 28th, the Garden of Laughs benefit at the Theater Madison Square Garden. Lewis Black, Dane Cook, John Oliver, J.B. Smoove. Out of those guys, who you think could beat you up?
What were their names again?
Lewis Black.
I'm really hungover, dude.
Are you really?
Yeah. Wait, it was the Patrice benefit, so that's like this comedy, like high school reunion. We all hang out till like 3 a.m.
Oh, so you did go out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Smoked a cigar. I feel like horrible.
You can barely keep your eyes open there. Okay, so
I was energying my way through all of this, and then it just really hit me like, hey, I'm 46 and went out till 3:30 in the morning. All right.
Dane Cook, John Oliver, J.B. Smoove.
Well, JB, I'm going to go just, when was the last time there was a truly great white champion boxer? So I would just say I would definitely lose to him. Dane has a reach advantage.
John Oliver looks like he's pliable, that you could probably take
There's something about him. I think he's a little sneaky.
Oh, okay.
I think he'd maybe have a foreign object, like a little wrestling move there.
Lewis Black?
Lewis Black. That would be like, what was that
He's
movie?
a little bit older.
What was that De Niro, Stallone movie they just made of the old guys boxing? That would be the stand-up version of that. You know what?
Grudge match.
But Lewis has that fire, man. Dude, I am the worst when it comes to fighting. Like, you could literally tell me what punch you're going to throw at me and when you were going to throw it and count it down, and you'd still catch at least 3/4 of my head. I could never slip a punch ever. I sucked. I tried karate. I went in those classes. I just stunk. I just was the worst. So I'd probably say all of them.
All right, we'll come back with Bill Burr. We'll get to your phone calls.
3:30.
What part of Boston? You live in Boston?
What's that?
What part of Massachusetts you live in?
The suburbs, South Shore.
Oh, okay.
Safe suburbs. No Goodwill Hunting stuff. None of
No?
that. Like, yeah, no. Pond hockey, the whole thing.
Oh, cool.
It was all there.
I have friends who grew up in Worcester,
Yeah, Worcester.
tough town.
And everybody's tough out there, man. They're maniacs. That's why I got funny. 'Cause I couldn't slip a punch.
So you didn't grow up like Mark Wahlberg, where the Southie.
No. Wahlberg's the real deal. I was a suburb kid.
Yeah?
Yeah. And all those guys, like, it just gets progressively tougher as you get to Southie. So I think he's a Dorchester kid.
Yeah. Are they tough?
Yes.
If you went in there when you were a
Yeah.
kid,
Yeah.
how would you do?
How would I do? I wouldn't start anything with anybody. And I would just, I wouldn't. But if I actually had to fight a kid from Dorchester, no, I would have lost. Without a doubt. I would have lost to most people in my hometown, in my weight class.
In your family?
In my family, I was actually pretty good. I had 4 brothers. I used to practice on my 3 younger brothers and then try this stuff out on my older brother. But he had the psychological advantage on me for so long. But I finally beat him after 17 years of losing. I think I finally beat him in the kitchen. And I thought it was going to be this great moment. And I actually felt bad. Just like,
Because you beat up your older brother?
I didn't beat him up. I just got him with a good punch and my dad came in and broke it up. So if he didn't, I probably would have lost that one too.
Do you want Boston to get the Olympics? Do you even care?
They don't seem like an Olympic city. It's just weird. What, is it going to be the Winter Olympics? What are they going to build, like a bobsled track down the Mass Pike?
I think it's Summer Olympics.
Then you know what? I want them to. So if you do the Summer Olympics, kid.
He's Bill Burr, actor, comedian. His Twitter handle, @BillBurr.
Clever, huh?
Yeah, I love that.
A lot of layers to that one.
Yeah, a lot of creativity there, Billy. March 28th at the Garden, the Garden of Laughs benefit. You can see him there. Also, May 9th through the 15th, Bill will be doing 11 shows, 7 days at the Wilbur Theater in Boston.
Wilbur. That's right.
Tickets available through Ticketmaster. We were talking during the break that Bill stays up late at night while sometimes drinking and smoking cigars, debating the greatness of Babe Ruth. And if you'd like to enlighten our audience on what part of the conversation was like.
Oh, I was just saying that I got one of the greatest of all time, but I just think if he played today, I give him like 600 something home runs.
Babe Ruth gets 600.
I just feel like the guy. I have this huge argument going with a buddy of mine, Paul Verzi, another great comic. I just feel the guy played in a segregated league in like the 1920s. I mean, when the guy played, like women couldn't even vote. You know what I mean? It's like comedy was like this vaudeville stuff. Like we barely learned how to fly. Like, the 5th guy in the rotation had like tuberculosis. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I'm just saying, and the guys are going like, dude, the guy could win a Cy Young and hit 60 home runs. Exactly. Just like when I played in that softball league in my warehousing days, there was always that fat ringer who'd come up and take you a yard, and then he was on the mound pitching like, calling out shortstop, and he'd throw some spin, and as much as you try to go the other field, you hit it right to the shortstop. It's just like, dude, the inception of every league is like it's just the level of competition and defensive minds just run down offense. It's why they have to continue to change the rules of the game. Like, I think Kobe scoring 80-plus points a few years ago, to me, is more impressive than Wilt Chamberlain
getting 100
against those white guys at the YMCA. That's what it looks like. He looks like he's playing at the Y. Now I know that that's not a fair comparison, but I'm just saying, like, dude, no, you think he's just the guy's drinking beers and going out with call girls and stuff, and then he comes in and throws a no-hitter. Now he'll be a hitter, and just starts cranking him over the fence, and that makes sense to you. That makes sense to you, dude. Even with roids. Nobody's ever going to break 192 RBIs in a season. Even with roids, the best, like the top guys other than that are guys who got busted for roids, and they got like 163, 165. Guys would pitch double headers. It was a beer league. If your baseball card was in a cigar box, okay, I'm knocking like anywhere from 15 to you all the way out of the league. Crazy Lake Johnson ran for 1,000 yards in one half. This guy was one of the greatest athletes you've ever seen. And you look at them, they're like my size. Sorry.
Let it go, Billy.
No, I have that. And then he's also debating with me saying Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. I just say he's the Joe Montana of today. All right? To sit there, Joe Montana never screwed up. He only needed 4 attempts to win 4 Super Bowls.
Okay, but
how do you trash that guy? How do you say that?
Well, no, you don't. But what's more impressive, to go to 6 and win 4, or to just go to 4?
He went to 4 with 2 different coaches. If Bill Walsh stayed on and they kept him, he would have got 5. He would have gone 5-0.
But he didn't.
And what's his face wouldn't have got the monkey off his back?
Steve Young?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Brady went to 6, which to me is more impressive than Montana going to 4 and winning all 4.
Yeah, but the only reason why Montana didn't go to 5 was because they had Steve Young, and then they pushed him out, and he went to KC.
Yeah, but if that's the case,
he went to inept KC and turned him into a playoff team.
Phil Simms, Jeff Hostetler got his Super Bowl, or he'd be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, you can't really look at it that way.
Oh, I can, Dan.
Okay,
I can. I will.
Okay, fair enough.
That's just a dumb sports argument.
Do you want hecklers? Do you like hecklers when you do a stand-up act?
I like if I say something stupid and somebody doesn't agree with it, I think that they should yell out and they should say something to me, and I think that's what makes the art great. Now, if you're just going to sit there and heckle for heckle's sake, it's at that point I can handle that too, but it's bad for the audience because, it's only so much fun to watch somebody tell somebody to go to hell for.
But who do you pick out?
Nobody. I have a rule. If you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you. So if you open your mouth, then I will trash you. But I never thought it was like cool, like somebody sits down in the front row. Hey, look at your shirt. Huh? What are you, a loser? Oh, he's a plumber. I always just thought that it was just like the guy paid to see the show here. He's being a good audience member. Like I mean, as far as my style goes, I'm not saying it's wrong to do that. It doesn't work for what I do. So I go up, I say, I say a lot of things. And
how's that hangover?
I don't
right
read.
Now. You can't even open your eyes.
I was actually thinking about all the dumb things that I've said on stage. Was what that was. I'm actually, I feel all right. I feel all right.
You do?
I went a little. It's not even the booze. It's the what you eat afterwards. Go to the diner.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, I'm like, order me some room service. She goes, I don't think they have room service. So she goes, I'll try. And then I went home, and then I made the call in my head, like, all right, they're not going to have room service. And I got a bacon, egg, and cheese. And then I came back to the hotel room. She had a burger and fries, and I ate both.
Nice.
So that's probably more so.
Nice.
More so than the booze and the cigar.
We appreciate you coming in. It's great to meet you.
Was that because I stopped talking about sports? You're kicking me out of here? I went to food. I went to the Food Network, and now I'm gone.
Yeah, you were funny, and then you went food, and then all of a sudden you lost me. So it's all right. I'm hard to entertain. He's Bill Burr performing March 28th, the Garden of Laughs benefit, Madison Square Garden, and also at the Wilbur Theater, May 9th through the 15th. Tickets available through Ticketmaster. Thanks for stopping by, Bill.
Hey, man, it was a thrill to be here.
We appreciate that.
All right, huge fan
all
of
right.
yours.
Go put sunglasses on.
Take the compliment.
All right, thank
You're
you,
a
Bill.
legend.
Thank
You're a
you,
legend.
Bill. Thank you, Bill. I'm the Tom Brady of hosts.
You are.
Yeah.
Not the Joe Montana.
No, not that good. Jay Farrell will join us in studio coming up. Dan and the Danettes, Dan Patrick Show. 1 hour in the books, 2 to go. Now get out of here, Bill.